Welcome to MMA Fancast. My name is Luke Payson. A very happy, Merry Christmas to everybody. A day late. Very excited to be jumping back into doing great interviews. Welcome back. For everyone who's already a subscriber, if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more great interviews, including the one coming at you right now. Very excited to say that I have the newly minted 247 Fighting Championships amateur welterweight champion of the world coming on the show now. The champ, the one, the only, Evan, the American Bulldog Dreucci. Evan, the champ. Welcome back to the show.
Hey Luke, that sounds good, champ. That does. I hope you had a good Christmas too.
I had a great Christmas. Thank you very much. I hope yours was good as well. How was going into Christmas as the champ? Brawl in the Burgh 25 for 247 Fighting Championships was December 21st. It's pretty close to Christmas, just 4 days ahead of it. So what did it feel like just being able to say that you're a champ at Christmas or going into the holiday?
It was a really good Christmas present. It was nice just bringing the belt around, letting all my family and some fans and supporters seeing the belt, and it was great seeing everybody just was real happy and proud. Uh, yeah, the support's just amazing.
You do have incredible support, great crowd reaction at your fight. You've got a lot of fans. You're now 5-0, so there's a lot of reasons for people to be excited for you. You come out of a great gym, Indio Dojo, which has a lot of fan support as well, which is just really, really great. Not to pick favorites, but was there a relative, a grandmother, or a young cousin, or a niece or nephew, somebody that you really loved being able to put the belt on at Christmas?
Yeah, I love my I think it would be my second cousin, my cousin's kid, Carson. He was running around with it on, having a good time. Got some pictures with him. And then my little brother, actually, he was real happy too. He's not that young; he's 16 now, but it was really good bringing that belt home and letting him see it because he started training with me and he knows about Indio and everything, and he just it feels good to put on a good example for him. So it was almost just it's like he won just as much as I did that night. It was good to see.
That is wonderful to see the family support. Obviously, belated Merry Christmas not only to you and your family, but also to your younger brother. I'd say 16, given how old you are, is obviously a kid brother to you. Although he's no longer a kid, he's a young man at 16. But yeah, what does it mean to you? You said it on the mic a little bit. What does it mean to you to win the belt and to be the example of hard work, dedication, listening to your coaches, great work ethic, those type of things. What do you think your example is as the American Bulldog and as a fan favorite in Pittsburgh?
Like I kind of it's really hard after fights. Sure, adrenaline's going and stuff. I got to really work on that, trying to get my point across more clearly. But talking about like the inspirational part of it and everything during my speech, I was just trying to tell people like you could put your mind to anything you want, even if it's something as crazy as fighting in a cage in front of fans and winning a belt. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's all great and perfect, but it was more about the point of like just telling people like if you get your mind set on something and you feel like that's what you want to do and that's what you're supposed to do in your life, then hard work, dedication, and then faith, like that's what does it. That's what helps you overcome all those things. So that's what I meant by that. And you know, we're fighters. They're compared to some other people, like first responders and just other people. We're really not. They're the ones that are really setting the example and everything like that. But it was just nice, my own little way of showing that.
Sure, absolutely. And a shout out to all the military personnel, veterans, and of course, firefighters, police, first responders. There are real heroes among us. I do think at the same time, being an athlete who's dedicated to doing things the right way, listening to your coaches, being, no one's perfect, but being a good example to the best of your ability. I think that does matter a lot. Let's get to it. You were the co-main event for a historic event for 247 Fighting Championships 1, because the last card of the year is always a big deal, and 247 has been building up to opening up their own permanent venue. And at least right now, you're the last event that's outside of that venue. I think they purposely sort of went as big as they could. You were the co-main event. There was an amateur title fight that you were in, and then the champ, the legend himself, Ethan the Wolverine Goss, defended his belt. I mean, what a story there! But defended his belt in the main event. So 2 title fights. I know they were very proud of that. And then for fight fans, February 1st is going to be 247 Fighting Championships' first ever event at their own venue, the Sunny Days Arena at the venue. So I think everybody was really proud. Ryan wrote something about how great of an event it was. Ryan Middleton, the owner of 247 FC, about closing out Monroeville Convention Center. I'm sure, fought at Monroeville before. It was one of their main spots. So really, to co-headline that event, I think it means a lot. But let's get to the fight itself. You took on Artis Smith, who was a very, very good fighter. Only one loss. You're now 5-0. He now has 2 losses, but a very, very tough fighter. Now that the fight's over, it was an exciting back and forth fight. You won by unanimous decision. But let's talk about, did the first round play out kind of with the strengths and weaknesses you thought he'd have? Obviously, you come from a great gym, came in with a game plan. Let's break down the first round, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, that first round was a little tough. I actually I was feeling pretty flat coming out. My warm-ups during and all that, I wasn't feeling too good. So him actually taking me down, that was probably the best thing that could have happened, because it woke me up. That helped me settle in and figure out where I'm at, and all right, now I know what I need to do. We're in a fight now. It's time to go. So that helped a lot, waking me up. Um, and did he surprise me? No. I knew he was probably going to try to use his grappling more than his striking, because he's a brown belt jiu-jitsu and trains at a pretty high level grappling gym. And I'm sure, and I don't have that much grappling footage on me or anything, so I'm sure he wanted to test me there a little bit. What I was doing, I was just trying to keep it on the feet, because I knew that's where he was most uncomfortable, and I'm trying to keep him uncomfortable the whole fight. So
Well, that is a great mindset. Obviously, uh, as the legend Iron Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face. It's not only having the plan, but you and everybody at Indio does a great job of in-fight adjustments. How do you feel things went in round one with your coaches in your corner? I think, if I remember right, you had Coach Mikey and your head coach Danilo Vilfort in your corner. Kind of, what was that corner like? And coming out into round two, what was the mindset and the attitude and the game plan?
they were just telling me I needed to go. There really wasn't that much to see in that first round. I mean, he took me down, held me at the hips, and then I was able to walk back up, and then he had me in the clinch on the wall a little bit. So it was mostly just, I need to start going. I need to start working my pace, putting my pace on, keeping distance, trying to throw some uppercuts to keep him from shooting, things like that. And a lot out of that round, I was forcing the shot out of him in that second round. I was keeping him up on the fence, putting pressure on him, and I was trying to get him to want to shoot. So you force that. When you're able to force the shot out of somebody, they telegraph it, and it's way easier to defend.
Sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. At that point, going in to the end of round two, I was cage side. It was a very entertaining fight. It was a close fight. So, what were your thoughts? What was your coach's thoughts coming into round three? I'm guessing they told you to win round three in order to get the belt. Kind of, what was their discussion like coming in to the big final round of a great fight?
Danilo wanted me to mix it up a little more. He wanted me to start feinting takedowns, maybe work a takedown in, just to really try to seal the round. But we knew we were doing good on the feet. We were winning most of the exchanges on the feet. But so he pretty much just wanted me to try to work in a little more grappling. I didn't end up doing that, but I had some pretty good clinch work. I was throwing some dirty boxing uppercuts in the clinch, throwing my knees. When I had him on the fence in the second round, we actually did those foot stomps, and
You
people look
did.
at those foot stomps. There's a lot of people asking me, they're like, "That doesn't hurt," and I'm like, "Dude, you know how many little bones are in your feet? That hurts bad."
Hurts a
And
lot.
it hurts because he did the same thing to me. That hurts somebody when they do it back. Like the next round, he
Mhm.
had me and he did a couple foot stomps on me. So that was exciting. Just having that's just a technique you don't really see every day. So that's what we work on at the gym. Danilo, he really preaches. He's like, you got to throw techniques that people aren't seeing all the time. He goes, that's what gives you attention and really gets you to that next level.
It does. And we'll talk a little bit more about foot stomps. It always comes to mind at the pro level how elbows. I know your guys Muay Thai with Uncle Jeff and Coach Mikey are, I mean, you guys, your Muay Thai is great, but elbows at the pro level, as you already, I'm sure, are prepared for, makes a huge difference. People would call them flashy, but I think they're just effective. We've seen professional 170-pounder Tom Kaiser and he was a former champ for 247. We've seen him win fights at the pro level by elbows. Uh, it's interesting. At one point, I think it's still this way. At one point, uh, I think it was New York State and a few other states, even at the pro level, had outlawed foot stomps. I don't know if they've all gone to the same rules, but they're that effective. Just like headbutts used to be effective, used to be legal and effective. Boss Rutan would say headbutts should be allowed, but headbutts are too devastating. Basically, that's the reason why they're not allowed. You can see it illegal, but it's illegal because they're too effective. I love seeing it. I have been foot stomped before, just in training and practice, and it really hurts. It's like stubbing your toe, but many times worse for people that have never experienced it. But how much do you think that did first? You were the first person to initiate foot stomps. Do you think that's part of like being aggressive and also getting your opponent off guard? And then how much mindset wise, tough wise, do you think it is to be able to then handle it when, to Artis Smith's credit, he gave him back to you? So what was that like as far as toughness and as far as throwing him off his game?
I was just trying. I had him up on the clinch and the fence, so I was just trying to throw the most effective strikes I could. I was throwing those knees. None of them were getting through the body, but they were all hitting the arm, and that hurts a lot too, even though it's hitting the arm. And then I was working working the leg, throwing the knees on into the leg, and then the foot stomps. I was just trying to mix it up the best I could without letting go of that quarter plum I had. That I can't really remember what the position is, but you have the arm in with the
Yeah.
plum. um, and then yeah, I mean he's tough, man. He took him. My older brother actually, he pointed this out to me when we were watching the fight. He's like, I mean, dude, his feet were like freakishly large, like his hands too. I remember shaking his hand at weigh-ins, and like he just had long hands. Like it was like weird. Like so, I don't know. I was like, well, that's good. Then those foot stomps probably helped, but maybe not. He might have not even feel them. Who knows?
Yeah. Going into the time in between your fight ending and the announcement from Drew Shannon, the legendary ring announcer for 247. What was that like? Tons of adrenaline, tons of emotion. I know your coaches. I saw your coaches in corner encouraging you because you did win the fight, but you never know. And they were encouraging that you won the fight. What was your thought like? And then what was the feeling like? Relief, excitement, adrenaline when you were announced as the winner.
I always feel like I do worse than I do after my fights.
Mm.
Um, it's hard to it's hard to really tell for me what how good I'm doing because I don't want to get hit at all. So if
Yeah.
I get hit at all in the fight in the round, I'm like I'm losing right now. You know what I mean? Like this ain't good. So like it's hard for me to tell. But after watching the fight, I think I won the fight that third round especially. I mean, I think I just did more damage and had more control and was pressing the pace more, trying to finish the fight. Um, so yeah, after the fight, I was I was a little nervous. I was still like it can go either way. I mean, it was that close of a fight. And then when I won, obviously, it was just yeah, great relief. I mean, it was just a pinnacle. All the hard work and everything leading up to that point paid off. I was able to recognize Jesus Christ and thank Him. That was a beautiful thing. And then just like I said in my speech, inspiring people. That's all I wanted to do. I just even if it was one person, just helping people and inspiring people and just showing people that, working hard and everything that'll get you what you want in life.
Yeah, obviously the most important thing is to give God the glory. Colossians 3 says that we should do whatever we do to God's glory. I think the verse says whether you're eating or drinking, basically day in and day out stuff, regular stuff, eating, drinking, day to day stuff, whatever we do to God's glory. And so giving thanks to Jesus, which is exactly what you did. We give God glory in what we do, and we also thank Him. So that's going to be the most important thing. There's only one thing that really matters in eternity, and that's whether or not we've repented and put our trust in Christ. You can't take championship belts or anything else with you. But I do think it really makes a difference, your attitude, giving God glory, and then also talking about the inspiration. It's always an honor to share the cage with all the victors of the fights. And you've been up there, you've fought 5 times, you have 5 victories, you're undefeated. What does it feel like when you look back? You really haven't been fighting that long. Where do you think things are for you as far as being 5-0, and how does that feel?
Sky's the limit, man. I feel I'm at that professional level now. But like I do, we need to sit down with the team and talk to the team and see what the best next move is for me. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna look good, man. I just gonna keep training, keep trusting, and keep doing what I'm doing. What got me to the dance, just keep training and then keep trusting in my coaches and keep trying to get better every single day in any way I can, whether it be mentally, physically, all that stuff. Like I said, me, we talk long enough. I don't skip any turns, any corners. I try to attack it at every single angle, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing.
Yeah, absolutely, champ. And we'll hold off on the conversation about what's next for you because it's only been a few days, hasn't even been a week. I really appreciate you coming on. You gotta talk to your coaches and get a game plan and talk to 247 and all those things. But I know that they were very happy. 247 is always happy to put on great shows, and it was just a great card. And so for people out there, you can still buy the pay-per-view replay. The best thing to do is get the 247 Live app and get the year subscription. Then you can see not only the fight that just happened, Brawl in the Burgh 25, but you can actually search by Evan Dreucci's name or any fighter's name or any gym name, which is a really cool feature. And you can watch every fight Evan's ever had, the champ has ever had for 247. You can also look at the gym. You can look at other names, other fighters, other gyms. It's really, really cool. And it's really not that much money to get it for the whole year. But can't wait to have you back on to talk about whatever is next. I've been honored to follow you since before your first fight all the way through now that you're a champ. It's one of the joys I have to just be able to kind of watch people develop. It's one of the reasons why I love doing this for MMA Fancast. And so whatever's next, whenever your next fight is announced, whatever that happened to be, could be pro, could be a title defense at amateur, whatever it ends up being. Can't wait to have you back on to talk about it. For now, just really, really enjoy your time with friends and family at around Christmas time, and then also the best of Happy New Year to you and all of our listeners. A shout out to my dad who's turning 93 today. Today is his birthday. Thanks for being an incredible dad who always points to Jesus as the main goal in parenting, at least my dad's perspective. So happy birthday, Dad. But really appreciate everybody listening. We have over 550 subscribers. I really appreciate all of you for subscribing. The best Happy New Year 2025 to everybody. Champ, what are your thoughts in closing?
Yeah, well, tell your dad I said happy birthday. That's real nice,
Thank you, Champ.
and um, yeah, dude, just excited to be able to. I'm glad I have my health. That's real important. Having my health and being able to really celebrate with my family and be there emotionally and physically with my family on Christmas and New Year's.
Mhm.
And just hope everybody has a happy New Year and had a good Christmas and everybody stay safe.
Absolutely.
Also, I got my shirts and stuff are still on sale on my website. You can look at that link on Facebook and Instagram. It's the American Bulldog website. There's hats, there's all kind of stuff on there. So if you saw anybody with my gear and you liked it, you can get on there and get after that.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be a great way to support the American Bulldog, Evan, the champ, Dreucci. That really does make a difference. We've talked before on this show about sponsors. Sponsors make a big difference, as does merchandise. So when people support, they support you by buying tickets, coming to fights, of course, which is awesome. Praying for you, all those things, training with you, punching you, wrestling, you punching them, all those fun things that happens in training. But also, I think the American Bulldog name for you is fantastic and incredible. Your merch was great. The shirts were great. The images, the hats. So that's one of the reasons why I think it's cool. You'll be watching this video most likely on Facebook or on the YouTube link. But go to Evan Dreucci's Facebook page, click the link to his merchandise. That'll be a big support. I really appreciate you coming on. You've been listening to Luke Payson from MMA Fancast, and my guest, the newly minted 170 pound welterweight champion for 247 Fighting Championship. It is Evan, the American Bulldog Dreucci. Thanks so much for coming on the show today, champ. Happy New Year, everybody. Take care, champ.
Yep, take care. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
You got it, brother. Appreciate you too. Congrats again.